What is up, homies? Welcome back to another trailer reaction from Heroes Reforged. We are reacting to the brand new trailer for The Flash. This is another 3-minute trailer, just like the first one. I'm excited to see more Michael Keaton. I'm excited to see more General Zod. I think that's about it.
It's interesting how immediately everyone was like, Jonathan Majors, you're out. But yet Ezra Miller gets to make a sort of like, hey, are you gonna go into rehab? Are you sorry? Do you feel sorry about it? Are you sorry? Okay, then it's okay. But maybe not. We'll see.
We'll see.
Like Adam
Let's talk
said,
about it on Chexicans, where we can go deep diving into all these topics.
There you go. Everything else Adam said, I'm very excited about as well. So
absolutely. Oh, and also we should mention, in anticipation of The Flash, we're going to be rewatching Batman 89 and Batman Returns. Those will be up on Patreon. Check out our Patreon. There'll be countdowns on YouTube as well. But we have plenty of other movies. We're also doing the Indiana Jones films. We're doing so much stuff throughout the year. We're going to revisit Captain Marvel. So check out our Patreon. Plenty of stuff on there as well. And I'm ready to get into this trailer.
Count us down, buddy.
All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Whoa, whoa.
it's so loud in my headphones.
Oh,
Goddamn.
I know, it's super loud.
I lost my parents. That pain
Keaton's just the best, man.
made me who I am. I spent a lifetime
Oh, cool.
trying to right the wrongs of the past,
Oh, whoa.
Wow.
as if fighting crime would bring my parents back.
Look at all those suits. So good.
Yeah.
You actually did it.
Whoa. Okay.
I can't imagine what you've been through.
I love you, Monkey.
You lost both parents in one day.
Yeah, one was killed, the other went to jail. Yeah.
Yeah.
I went back in time to save my parents. But instead, I completely broke the universe.
Uh-oh.
Yes, you did, sir. Yes, you
back and
did.
changed the past.
This world must die.
You changed the future.
Do you know what this symbol stands for?
Means hope, right?
I will help you fight Zod.
Sweet.
You want
Right,
to get
good
nuts?
shot. You want to get nuts?
Let's get nuts.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow. Cool. Cool.
I have to undo what I did.
These scars we have make us who we are. We're not meant to go back and fix them.
Hell yeah.
Don't let your tragedy define you.
Whoa.
Oh, damn.
Sweet.
Okay.
Yo, what?
I think Michael Keaton Batman might die in this.
I think he
Possibly,
might.
yeah.
We're not going to be able to fix this. No! Nobody dies!
Yeah, so one of the berries, I think,
Nobody
ends up
or
being like
everybody?
an evil Flash.
Oh.
Wow.
Logos.
You're strapped to your parachutes.
Where's yours?
I'm Batman.
Nice. Nice. I mean,
Nice.
look.
Very good trailer.
James
It is
Gunn has
very
said
epic.
James Gunn has said it's a really great. It's always hard to take those opinions into consideration because he runs DC now, right? After we saw Shazam, James Gunn didn't really say too much about Shazam, but he's been really saying a lot about Flash.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, there's got to be something in here that's really
didn't-
working.
He didn't come out and say like Shazam is awesome, it's magnificent, I love this movie.
Right.
For that to be like, oh, that's just
He was
a
pretty
company
much like,
man.
it's a good movie.
Yeah.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
But with Flash,
Yeah.
he's really like, this is like, they're on the verge of being like, this is like probably one of the best films we've got in this entire DC lineup, which
Yeah.
it could be. I mean, it's a very ambitious
Looks like
movie.
it.
You're doing a lot. This is the Flash's first solo film, but it's also a Flashpoint style film. It's also bringing back a Batman. It's also incorporating Ben Affleck's Batman. Supergirl, like there's so much happening in this movie for it to just be a Flash film. So I want to be hopeful that it really, no matter what, that Barry is sort of the driving force of the story. And it's really about him. And these other co-starring characters are kind of like supporting him. and I hope it doesn't get all lost and kind of jumbled up, which it very easily could with how big and ambitious this is.
I think this is the only time in which I'm okay with the story not being about Barry. Because I don't want to see more Ezra Miller Flash. Like, I really don't. If this movie comes out and it's a banger, what is that position going to put the studio in? Like, what are they going to do? Are they still going to like cancel the Flash, or was that even on the table ever? Like, what is what is the state of all this?
Right, or will they recast to? It's really interesting because I have this comic book brain with Marvel movies. Certainly, don't get me wrong. I was watching the trailers for Quantumania, and we were all like, "How is this going to work? What's this Kang character's deal? How does that work with the quantum realm? And are there going to be multiple realities because of the whole multiverse saga that they're in?" But we also had those kinds of questions before we saw Spider-Man No Way Home, to go back to like Adam's point of this movie focusing on the character of Barry Allen. And before Spider-Man No Way Home, I think we were all kind of nervous of like, hey, it's really cool to see Alfred Molina. It's really cool to hear and see like, Willem Dafoe, but how is this going to factor into the Tom Holland, Peter Parker version of this character? And I thought that even with the extra Spider-Men in that movie, I thought they did a great job of making it about the Tom Holland, Peter Parker, and like focusing on him. But each of those characters kind of still got their moment. So I would say after that movie, I'm probably more all in, excited about this Flash movie being able to pull all that off. But the thing is, the differences between Marvel and DC right now is that DC is so up in the air. DC is so like question mark, like, okay, we know that you're going to recast Superman and Batman, the Batman that's in this movie, the Ben Affleck, Bruce Wayne. So what does that mean for the rest of those characters that those characters touched, basically? Do you know what I mean? Like there's all these dumb comic book questions. I know at the end of the day, they don't matter, but it is, as I was watching this, I was like, man, it is kind of a bummer that they don't have a Henry Cavill Superman sort of locked into this role to be a part of this story. Not that I would rather see Henry Cavill Superman than the Supergirl in this film. That's not what I'm saying, but just saying like, if they're going back in time to the events of Man of Steel and we're going to see Zod and we're, I'm like, to be able to have to craft a story and then maybe the storytellers are told, we got no Henry Cavill Superman in this.
You gotta avoid
I think that on the one hand, it forces them to be creative because they're like, okay, Supergirl. Okay, we'll find, we'll work around. But on the other hand, it's kind of like, damn, don't you feel like it's a little limiting that you're trying to tell this big DC universe story and you can't even incorporate like the lead actor of the movie that you're revisiting to kind of like Avengers Endgame, you're going back in time and they had Chris Pratt and Zoe Saldana to be there in 2014 for during the time heist. And they had, the Ancient One to be able to bring back Tilda Swinton and interact with Bruce Banner Hulk. And they had all those elements that they could play with. And a part of me as a DC fan is like, I'm still so bummed that like the state of the DCEU is in this weird place now. But even from Man of Steel to now, it hasn't been this like solid, like foundational. Each of these movies are coming out. And if they're good despite being a part of the DC extended universe, not because of it. It usually doesn't help them. It kind of hampers them in some ways. So, but despite all of that, like I'm hearing what you guys are saying. I'm agreeing with you guys. It's like, I would also be okay if there was a lot of Michael Keaton Batman in this, and there was a lot of like DC universe stuff happening. But at the same time, it does feel like they're focusing on the story of Barry Allen and how Barry lost his mom and dad and that whole emotional drive. And to hear that story, to know that James Gunn is stoked about it and him being a big comic book guy, it does fill me with a lot of confidence. But also even like David Zaslav, who's not a comic book person, who's just like the Learning Channel, like or Discovery, like what's the name of that show that oh my God, Baby Mama. No, what was the name? Whatever. His claim to fame with like Noodle Baby or whatever dumb, like reality TV thing he did. But even he's like talking about this movie as like, it's incredible. It's really emotional. Yeah, David Zaslav, because you're not familiar with the story of Barry Allen and how Barry like lost his mom. And that's a whole kind of a new motivation for this character. So, but it also instills in me confidence that dumb guy, kind of a normal man, is like, whoa, this one's really good. So I'm confident that it is going to be cool, but I'm still like, where are we going, guys? What's Barry after this? Are we going to reboot, recast? Is it Wally West? Whoa, what's happening?
I think that's the tough part. And I think we'll get definitive answers by the end of this. Something tells me that because we're going into a completely different universe with Superman Legacy and the whole James Gunn run of everything that we're doing, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some multiverse shenanigans where possibly even Ezra Miller's Flash dies or something, and we get a hint of like a multiverse opening, or like some kind of like channel or gate, another Earth popping up somewhere else, just something where it kind of brings this into the, I guess, not the brings it out of the Elseworlds storyline, I guess, because technically this is Elseworlds at this point, even though it's not labeled that way. There's just, I don't know. I'm sure they've already thought it out. I'm sure it's already in the movie.
Me too.
It's just a huge question at this point. And we get early access to this movie, which is really great because we don't want it spoiled to us for this, because it's going to be a lot of questions.
And I think also, you know, in terms of the multiverse, the one thing that DC has been doing, particularly on TV for years now, is they've been exploring that concept of the multiverse, multiple Flashes, multiple Green Arrows, you know, and then we had Crisis on Infinite Earths, and we got to see glimpses into other universes where the Doom Patrol came from, and Titans, and Stargirl, and even Superman Returns, you know, like the Christopher Reeve Brandon Superman. And they just did it again on Titans, where Beast Boy went into the multiverse and he saw multiple versions of, you know, different characters. He saw Swamp Thing and all that stuff. It just happened in this current season. So it feels like DC is not, maybe more so the television than the movies, but now that we have the Flash, I think they're opening up to the idea of, you know what, we can establish that there are multiple versions of Earth that have variations of these characters, kind of like, you know, we've been seeing in Phase 4 in the MCU. So it's very possible that the DCEU unofficially is just a variation of that. And then if they move forward and they do another Flash movie, you know, James Gunn will decide, do I move forward with Ezra Miller? Do I recast it? And do I not even do Barry Allen? Do we just move over to Wally West and start establishing a bigger Flash family? So those are all interesting questions. And I am also very interested to see what the answers to that are. I'm curious, but I am excited to see this movie. I'm excited to see sort of if it closes out the chapter for the DC universe or extended universe, or if it's just like a bridge to the next part of the story. We'll see. Lots of potential. Lots of potential.
Too many questions, man. Overall, though, excited to watch this. I did a complete 180. Trailer. I was so against this movie, and now I'm on board. Just too many questions for me to avoid, so I can't wait to get to watch this one.
Same. But of course, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. What are your thoughts about The Flash, the movie, the trailer, everything? Come back and join us when we revisit Batman and Batman Returns. That'll be a lot of fun. And then I'm sure we'll be talking about the movie on the Chexicans podcast. Stay tuned. We'll also be talking about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 on there and everything coming out in between. Check that out. Links are down in the description below. Subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.